my fellow fighters, and the people of the world. What you're about to witness here today is something dehumanizing, It's something that can even break someone's heart by realizing the type of society we have become in South Africa. And it's because of a very heartbreaking story which I sympathize with the most. There's an account out there online, Put South African First Life. It says here, it shares a story of a young lady. It says, Tiamo, a diabetic EFF member, almost died in a public hospital as she could not get treatment since all the beds were full. EFF members have been are taking March and Operation Tutula members who have been fixing healthcare for poor unemployed people, including the pseudo Pan-Africanist EFF members. Look, guys, what I can say about that is I sympathize with a beautiful lady who almost had a tragedy happen to her. There's no one who should die. There's no one who should die, whether you're inside the hospital or outside of the hospital. There's no one. Okay, the beds are full in the hospital, so she couldn't get a proper bed, so she was waiting in line, or she was sleeping in the passages. I don't remember the EFF being in government and taking charge of the Department of Health. That's one thing I can say. I don't remember the EFF being in government. I don't remember the EFF having ministers who take care of the Department of Health. So I don't know EFF in Genagopi. And I don't remember EFF marching in the streets, marching against Operation Tutula when they do their work, marching and saying, hey, stop this thing, stop this thing. I don't remember that. Okay, it's fine. The issue is not there, because with this issue, I understand. Maybe the people were so frustrated, they needed someone to blame. And because they can't blame their ANC government, the government which they put there, they can't blame their GNU which they were saying we want. They can't blame those people, because those people, they don't even like accountability. They don't care. They don't care. So they rather blame an organization that is not in government, just because the EFF has said they believe in African unity and they don't hate Africans and open border warawara. Just because of that, they will blame the EFF, a party that got 9%, that is not even in government. They rather go and blame a party that doesn't even have a capability to change even the things they're complaining about. They rather blame. It's like someone steals in your house and you know who stole in your house, but you go confront the other neighbor who couldn't go out of the house to go and help your home when you were there. But because it's your neighbor and they were stealing and your neighbor was there, you go and fight your neighbor. But you don't go confront the people who were stealing in your house, even though you know them. This is a situation like that. But the problem is when you start seeing things like this. This person says, am I cruel for thinking that all EFF members deserve to kick the bucket in public hospitals waiting for beds? They are so out of touch with reality and common sense. So she's saying that women who they were reporting that women she couldn't get a bed in the hospital. So this person is saying, is she cruel for advocating for that woman to kick the bucket, to die? Would she be cruel for her to say that woman should have died because she's an EFF member and she didn't get enough beds in the hospital because the beds were filled by foreigners? Is she cruel for thinking something like that? Okay, how are you better than the person who advocates for African unity, don't chase foreigners, at least document them, integrate the systems? How are you better if you Your opposing end of the debate is you finally calling for the death of EFF members, then how are you better? If you are saying the EFF is the one that is bad because foreigners are at hospital, okay, it's fine, we get that. There's an argument there, and it's a proper argument, we get it. But how are you better if your comeback is you calling for the death of EFF members? You are worse. You are cruel. Your fellow people who believe like you, they won't tell you you're cruel. Me, I will tell you, you are cruel for thinking like that. You are very cruel. So you would rather have a reporting a scenario where the news reports that this EFF woman, she died in the passage of a hospital because she couldn't get a bed. So you would be celebrating death, you, whoever you are. You would be saying, yeah, she deserved to die. So how are you better? How are you better than the same EFF you're saying is bad for not hating foreigners? How are you better? You can't be better for calling them the death. And you're calling for the death of your own South Africans who happen to be EFF members. You are calling, come on, Buffett. You know, this is the reason why this is some of the reasons why I just feel comfortable being an EFF member sometimes. Because when you look at the other side and what they think and what they have to say, I just don't want to be part of that, man. I just don't want to be part of people who because they are angry at the EFF, they would rather call for the death of EFF members, their own fellow South Africans. That's why sometimes I'm happy to be this side, staying in my position, sticking on my principles, and sticking on the things I stand for and I believe in. Because when you look at the other side and you're like, okay, let's go and see what the other side they think, you realize they are no better than the EFF, these people. Even though they say, yeah, foreigners must go, put South Africans first, they are no better than the EFF. In fact, they are worse, many of them. When you see them dealing with these issues, when you see them, how they push around foreigners, chasing them out of the hospital, when you see them speak. Now there's this thing, before Ngena inside the hospital, you must go stand there. There's people standing there asking, hey, where's your ID? Where's your ID? Where's your ID? Hey, are you South African? Are you South African? They can't even be nice in that way. Like, they can't even be organized. Like, go in the system, grand, they speak to people nice. Where's your ID? Where's your ID? What if Ugogo was just walking to the mall, she ID endlini, and then on the way to the mall, she realized, Yazin, I need to go get my pills. And then achige mall, achika, and then I a clinic, and then a clinic, you ask her, where's your ID? You can see Ukhuluma African, Ukhuluma is paid, or Ukhuluma is Tswana. You can tell, and she tells you, Wanaka, aginayo na pasi ikondlo. I left it because I didn't think I would be here, but I'm here now. So you want to chase her away because she doesn't have an ID. Your own grandmother. So the other side, as much as you try to understand the argument, oh, foreigners are so bad, foreigners this, and it's a valid argument, guys, don't get me wrong. It's a valid argument. It's up for a very big debate, but go debate with the government in position, the ANC, the GNU. Those are the people responsible for all of these things. But in the Department of Borders, in Home Affairs, it's with the DA. Go to the DA. Minister of Health, Motsoaledi, the ANC. Go to the ANC. Police, now they're changing, they put this white man. It's the GNU. It's not the EFF. The problem, you never get the help because you are demanding accountability from people who didn't even cause these problems for you. But guys, you can't be calling for the death and you think you are better than the EFF calling for the death of people. Hi, Bafeti. Yeah, the other side is worse. If this was the other side is doing, I don't want to be part of it, Mina. But it is what it is. We thank you very much. Thank you.